Karl Franz Techet was an Austrian satirical writer. He was born in 1877 in Vienna and was a teacher, assisting the zoological station at Trieste and working as a biology and chemistry teacher in Kufstein. His first book was published in 1907. Between 1908 and 1909 he failed to secure transfer from Kufstein despite 4 months of effort. In 1909 he published under the name Selbstläuferer his Fern von Europa, Tirol ohne Maske, i.e. Far from Europe, Tyrol without a mask. The satire caused a huge controversy. Techet subject to a disciplinary hearing, which resulted in him being deemed unfit to continue to be a teacher. He was eventually only punitively transferred to Prostějov, where he was stationed from 1910 to 1915. In 1915 he was pensioned prematurely following a long illness. He died in 1920 in Vienna. Far from Europe was so controversial, Christoph R. Jenny said that whoever dared hand the author a single drop of water deserved to have their hand rotted off, while anyone who killed him should be praised. We will be covering his 1922 posthumous Strange Stories. There are a few decent stories here. The seagull has the sailor Achilles murder his fellow, for the sake of a huge reward the latter got from a British man for saving his drowning son. But after throwing the man overboard, Achilles is haunted by the endless cries of phantom seagulls, while his mates look at him with suspicion, refusing to do anything to help him as he falls into the sea and drowns. Johannisnacht concerns a young painter who comes to a village in the mountains, where he starts an affair with a poor woman on a hill, but he is lured to explore the so-called Devil's Castle. On a certain night each year, when the ghosts of pagans and the unchristened are said to walk the earth, there is a strange and inexplicable light shining through the broken walls of the castle ruin. Many years ago a priest who laughed at their superstition and went to investigate, and was found dead there the following morning. The painter does the same, watching a tragic reunion of the dead, before he sees a snake strangling a naked man and falls through literal space before they find him dead the following morning. The last confession is a poem of a dying man forced to repent for his sins, such as not liking being poor, having all his children die, or having his leg blown off during the war. The uncanny ride concerns a man travelling alone in a train car through the snowy mountains, where he is confronted by a man who may or may not be time itself, and whom he shoots at without effect. But then he gets the stranger drunk and does kill him, but then his body isn't there anymore. The lesser stories are usually too satirical for their own good, and include The Dancer, concerning a student's obsession with the dancer Kacadia, whom he tries to murder before dying himself. The Joyrider has the narrator be pestered by a man who travels all over the world without ever stopping anywhere, just travelling for the sake of it. Then there is the story of a man who tries to ruin his wife's potential affair while he is on a business trip, and he does, but then she just cheats on him with someone else. Then there is a series of news reports about a supposed revolution in Costa Rica, each report violently disagreeing with each other, and making Emperor Wilhelm get very angry. When the news came that the rebel leader was poisoned using German coffee,